tackles and just how much he's progressed since he's been here and to sacking LSU now?
I'll tell you, it was neat to see him make some plays. Starting early in camp, he was learning a new position, was playing both inside and outside. So, the thing that you like about Caleb Hughes is this: he's very talented. He's very into what he's doing. I mean, he's a consummate bulldog, and the more he plays, the better he's going to become.
Where was he lined up at on the sack? I haven't looked at the replay.
He was playing defensive end.
Okay.
So he was a defensive end. Did a great job of avoiding a block and getting back upfield and finished with a tackle. So, and then he made a great tackle for loss later in the game. I mean, earlier in the game, I believe. That kind of gave us a chance on third down.
You look at those nice plays he makes, but on a play-to-play basis, how would you grade him the last game, especially?
I think out of the 3 games that he's had a chance to start, this was probably his most consistent game.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a ton of room for improvement, but that's everybody in the building. The biggest thing that I saw him, he's getting in a rhythm. He's kind of beginning to see the picture a little bit clearly than he did the first week versus Memphis. So, like I said, his upside is tremendous. He has a high ceiling, and the reason why, because you only see so many 6'3 and a half, 6'4", 285-pound defensive ends in this league, and he gives us that, and he makes us different.
Brandon May said that he thought the tackling was better and the linebackers played better this past week. A, do you think that was the case? And B, were the guys really never in a panic mode like maybe some fans were about the linebackers?
Well, there was anytime you have youth, there's a concern because you can't teach experience. And there's talent there, but now all of a sudden, you go from a Memphis game early in the season to Auburn. And now you got those guys who say, hey, I really played well, and I'm probably prepared for the speed of the game. But now you're playing an SEC West caliber team, and now all of a sudden you're going, okay, wow. And I think a lot of that improvement came from week 2 to week 3.
Okay.
Because now they had a true measure of the SEC, and by doing that, guys, I believe came in prepared even harder, put more into it, and put themselves in position to really improve last week. And we've still got a long road ahead. Our goal at the end of the day is to outplay other people's defense. Yeah. That's the measuring stick. Did we play better defense than LSU? And last week we didn't.
Well, in La Tech, you're going to see another pass-oriented spread team. The book is going to be to attack the linebackers, down the middle until you guys can stop it. So is this another kind of test for them to prove that they've kind of developed from game 2 to game 4?
Yeah, and every week's that way. Okay. Every week is a different dynamics. You go from 2 backs and pound the football, lead and power last week, to not even seeing a tight end on maybe the roster. And so, dynamics change. And one of the big things that they do a great job of, they make you spread the field both vertically and horizontally. So you got to be able to tackle and play in space.
What do you make of that quarterback, 17 years old, and he's put up some decent numbers so far?
Quality guy. They do things that he can do. And, being a part of this system in the past and seeing it, he operates it well. He understands, what's supposed to occur. And the one thing that I've been impressed with is he's really able to kind of look and kind of see what you're doing in the back end. He's a really smart guy. So we've got to do a great job of mixing it up, changing it up, and giving him different looks.
Coach Mullen talked about putting more pressure on the DBs to be the group to depend on, kind of like the linebackers last year. What do you do to kind of force that on them, so to speak, in the meeting room and also in the practice?
I think a bit of them is pre-snap awareness. That's the biggest thing, an offense will tell you so much if you know what to look for. And like I always say, you got to watch tape like it's a mystery movie. And once you kind of find out the puzzle and you put the pieces together, every formation, every down and distance will tell you kind of who they are. And when guys who play this much football, we need that from them.
You mixed up the coverage is obviously in the LSU game. You want to keep everything in front of you. But
yes.
What do you guys kind of want to lean on for the rest of the season? Do you keep mixing it up? Do you want to rely more on man? Or
I want to be whatever we need to be that week to win that football game. And that's, people say, what's your base? And a lot of times you ask, who are we playing? Who are we playing? Yeah. So, it's so multiple. And we're a multiple defense, So 1 week you're playing Auburn in the spread. And next week you're playing LSU and traditional 2 backs and 21 personnel. So every week you're evolving and tweaking your defense based on what you're going to see.